Hello, everybody. This is Adam Warnock, the Dabbling Warlock, and today we're going to be doing day 12 of the Learn to Draw in 30 Days challenge. So, what we're going to be doing today, you may be asking? Simple. We're going to be stacking stuff. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing two stacks of things. One is going to be a stack of boxes, and the other one's going to be a stack of cylinders. And we're going to be making them of different sizes. So, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to make, not just draw multiple objects, we're trying to draw multiple objects in a way that makes it look like they're interacting with each other. So, let's start with the boxes. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw our first box. Actually, let's make this a little bit bigger, shall we? And actually, let's move this canvas around a little bit. All right, there we go. And no, that's not quite right. Okay. I apparently need to warm up a little bit. so let me just scribble a little bit. All right, so I think part of the problem is I may be trying to go too fast too. So let's just draw like this. And I don't think I got these exactly vertical either, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. As long as we know what's going on and where we went wrong, we can always do better next time. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we have our first box. And what we want to try and do is we want to try and draw this next one to where it looks like it's sitting on top of this one. So there's a bit of an art to this. What we could do is we could place it in the center. We could also place it off to one side. The general idea, though, is that wherever we place it, it's gonna be, it's gonna look like it's on top of this first box that we drew. So, I'm just trying to think about where I want to put this. Okay, and we're just going to stack them. We're going to kind of do this off to the side. So, what we want to do is we also want to try and make the sides of this box at least look like they're kind of oriented the same way. So, we got that corner, and we got that corner. Actually, let's undo some of this. Let's make this box a little bit taller. Yeah, like that. And then we'll just clean this up a little bit. That way it doesn't look so. Okay. All right. So we got that. We're just going to draw that right there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that should be about right. There we go. All right, so we can clean this up. And then we can erase the stuff that we're not going to see. And voila! We have one box stacked on top of another box. And we can do the same thing here. So we just make it appear. All right, and again, we just erase the lines that we can't see, and we have our third box. And it's going to be the same thing with cylinders. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw the ellipse for the bottom cylinder. We got the sides. Wow, that looks bad. That's okay. You can just erase and start again. Or if you're drawing with ink, grab a new page and start again. So, no big deal. No big deal. Every mistake is a chance to try again. All right. Okay. And there's a part of me that is saying, Adam, use the ellipse tool. That's why it's there. But I don't want to use it. Partially out of a sense of pride, I don't know if pride's stubbornness is probably closer to it. What you could argue is just another word for being prideful, but in this case, it's more I want to be able to confidently draw something, even if I don't necessarily think I have the tools to do it. And you know what? I was going to try and make this look like they're sitting on the same plane, but apparently that's out the window. So, okay. So, there's our first cylinder. Here's our second one. All right, same deal. And there's our third one. All right. Okay, there we go. So, didn't do as great on the cylinders, which I think tells me that I probably need to spend a bit more time practicing those. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these, shrink it down a little bit here. I'm gonna call this one. Okay. Okay, so let's get it. Let's try again with a different tool. See if this works. All right. Okay, so this time I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on making things appear that they're on the same plane. So no, if I'm gonna do this, might as well go ahead and go whole hog. Okay. So no, I got fairly close. Okay. So we're gonna. Yep. Was that what I wanted to do? I think I'm just making a mess. Well, folks, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay. So we got our horizon line. Let's zoom in a little bit. That might help. Okay, so we got our horizon line. Or maybe not. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay, that should... You know, there are some days where it just does not feel like... Okay. I am having a hard time today. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to instead of fooling around with that, we're just gonna draw Horizon line. Oh. Let's gotta get rid of that. And we're just gonna put our vanishing points here and here. And rather than trying to okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that on a different layer. Alright. That's not what I thought it would do. So let's see. Copy. New layer. Paste. Okay. Alright, and we're just going to... Alright, we're going to delete that. There we go. Okay. Okay, after messing around with for far too long, got a little bit better of an idea of what I'm doing, supposedly. Alright. Okay, so to make things appear like they're on the same plane, what we need to do is we need to try and see if I can actually draw things on the right plane or layer. So I am overcomplicating it. I am just overcomplicating it. I think I should probably end it here today. So yeah. Yeah, there's a trick to getting things looking like they're on the same plane. And what it involves is basically getting things into perspective. So getting things into the correct perspective. So what's going on here is we're looking at so if we were to draw the stack of cylinders, we're looking at it from a shallower angle than we are these boxes. So again, if we were to draw the boxes real quick, we're looking at it from higher up. So we're seeing more of the top as opposed to the cylinders. So if you want to try and get things looking at the same, what you got to do is you got to make it look like you're looking at it from the same angle. I didn't do that, so things look a little goofy. So yeah, I am out of it. I think I really should call it here tonight. Anyway, I hope you'll join me for day 13, and hopefully I'll be better rested and not quite so loopy. Or whatever the state of mind I'm currently in is called. Anyway, this is the Dabbling Warlock signing off.